Good morning everyone, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today I'm going to be doing a video on a unit that my wife would not let me buy, but I really tried. So here we've got a 2004 Renegade Classic 33 TLQ, kind of going back to the old school roots of Renegade, back when the Classic was probably the biggest Super C on the market. This particular unit shows incredible pride of ownership. Very, very clean, very well cared for, lots of upgrades that have been done over the years. For an 18-year-old motorhome, this thing is just incredible. So let's start with the outside here. The two patio awnings. The fabric is in just beautiful condition. No rips, tears, no staining, no mildew. Both of them operate perfectly. They are push buttons, so push a button to extend them, push a button to retract them. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so on this Classic, the old school, cool, classic white paint job. This is a full body paint. And then down below, we've got the stainless steel baggage doors. Now, very common on these coaches when they come in on trade, this stainless steel is just hammered. I mean, it just gets beat up over the years, hard to maintain. This coach shows none of that. So let's go ahead and start looking underneath. First compartment here, huge storage bay. Everything is going to be carpet lined to keep things from moving around and rattling while you're in transit. Moving back, massive propane bottle there. Now, propane is going to be used for your heat as well as hot water. We've got a 34,000 BTU furnace, and then an upgrade from the original factory. So when this coach was ordered from the factory, it had a 10-gallon gas electric hot water heater. Now we've got the Truma AquaGo, which is going to be an on-demand hot water heater burning off of that propane. Moving back, another thing that the previous owner upgraded or added, we've got the refrigerator freezer on a tray. Now this is wired for either 12 volt or 110, just depending on what you have available. Temperature control over here on the side. Now this could be updated to one of the newer models if you wanted the dual compartment or something. Easy enough to upgrade there. Tires. So the previous owner actually put these tires on. So the date codes on them are 2020. They're about 2 years old, but they are Michelin tires. He didn't go cheap and put some off-brand. Really just shows that pride of ownership. Down below, more storage compartment, which is going to wrap up the passenger side. So coming around to the back of the coach, another upgrade we got here is the backup camera. Now, they did put a backup camera on this unit from the factory, but this one has been upgraded, so now we have a full HD backup camera with a dedicated screen that I'll show you once we get into the cab. Coming down here, we've got a 40,000 pound hitch. And then we do have the adapter for a 2-inch receiver if you want to be pulling a vehicle. Now, when this coach came in on trade, it had just a tow bar there, indicating that he was just towing a Jeep or something behind it. It doesn't seem like anything big was ever pulled behind this coach. Over here, we've got a 50 amp buddy plug. So if you're pulling a big stacker or want to run something big, you can literally plug in that power source to here and pull power off of the 12,500 watt generator on this coach. 7-pin connector for your trailer brakes and trailer lights. And then over there, we've got the air connections. If the stacker you're pulling does have air brakes, we are prepped for that as well with the glad hands over on the right side. In this compartment, I'm not going to open it up, but we do have an exterior shower. Above that, we've got our freshwater fill. We have two options here. We can either do a gravity fill or a city water connection, just depending on what we have available. Down below here, we have the Onan Quiet Diesel 12,500 watt diesel generator. This is a used coach, obviously is an 04. We have 353 hours on this generator. I'm running it now. It fires right up and just runs beautifully. Here at Transwest, we will go through that generator to make sure that it is fully functioning at capacity prior to this coach ever leaving our shop. Built into the sidewall, we've got the 50 amp power cord. Now this is a manual extend, power retract. So there is a reel built into the sidewall here. And then down below, we've got our gray and black holding tanks. So this is kind of where Renegade got its start in doing holding tanks like this. So you can see them all the way across these two bays. Now, previous owner did add a macerator pump to the to this holding tank setup. So you actually have a pump that'll pump out your gray and black tanks rather than having to rely on the gravity. On this coach, it was a special order. We have 200 gallons of fresh water, 60 gallons of gray, and 60 gallons of black. Going back to what I just said about being this being a custom order, this is a one owner 2004. The name on the order form is literally the guy who traded it into us, which is rare to see someone hold on to one for that long. In this compartment, a little bit of storage, but more importantly, we have a Magnum 3000 watt inverter, which is going to take the power from the batteries, convert it to AC power to give you 110 volt in your coach, which just means your outlets will become alive. And then last but not least, for the underside of this coach, we've got our battery compartment. So it looks like 4 6-volt house batteries on a tray. So if you need to change these out, this whole tray is going to come out. Makes life easy. And then in this box here, those are going to be the chassis batteries used for starting the engine. So this entire coach is built on the Freightliner Columbia chassis, 2004 Freightliner Columbia chassis. It is powered, go ahead and open this up. It is powered by the Mercedes-Benz OM 460 LA. So that is a 450 horsepower, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque Mercedes-Benz engine, now known as Detroit. But what's cool about this is Daimler is still making parts for this engine. You can still get OEM parts from the factory. So if you ever have an issue, you don't have to worry, oh my gosh, I'm driving an 04, I can't get it fixed. No, parts are still readily available. This was one of the big engines back in its day. So there's still a ton of trucks out on the road that have this engine in it. One thing I wanted to point out is just how clean the inside of this engine compartment is. It's not uncommon for these coaches to come in and have, you know, leaking something, just a mess. And this thing is as clean as can be. Go around to the other side here. Just absolutely beautiful. So for fuel, we've got dual 60-gallon fuel tanks. So 120 gallons of diesel fuel total. It is saddle tanks, so you have a transfer line between them, but it does give you the ability to fill on either side if you want to. I would recommend it over trying to fill one side at a time. And that's gonna wrap up the outside of this coach. Let's head inside. So as Jody walks in here, I have this coach completely closed up so you can see what your space looks like while you're in transit. It is just a single slide model, which is great because while in transit you have a ton of room. So this is as small as it's ever gonna get. Plenty of room to walk back here. Bathroom, refrigerator, cooktop, and all the way back to the bedroom, with this being the only slide. So we'll go ahead and put that out now. So another thing the previous owner did upgrade is on the roof, we have 2 Coleman Mach 15,000 BTU air conditionings. Standard from the factory was 13.5s. So one thing that's really cool, in my opinion, about this coach is the previous owner really kind of kept up with what the new equipment is. So as things changed in the RV industry, he kept up with it, made sure that this coach is ready to be used. Put that on a second. So we're going to go ahead and start in the back in the bedroom of this coach. So in the bedroom, we've got the 60 by 80 queen bed. Fantastic storage. On both sides here, we've got hanging storage towards the ceiling. Massive cabinets all the way across the bed. bed. On the bottom side of this cabinet, we do have 2 reading lights, as well as a switch to start and stop that generator. Coming over here. Now, on the side of the bed, we also have a big storage down below. Now, in that compartment, we have all of the original manuals that came with this coach in 2004. Original manuals, original build sheet, everything that this coach came with in 2004 is still in here. Now, another upgrade the previous owner did is every one of our outlets does have USBs built into it as well, something we did not see in 2004 motorhomes. Stacked washer and dryer in the bedroom. This was a custom deal. They added this aftermarket, not from the factory. Does take up a little bit of your hanging storage, but you still get about 24 inches there. And then a massive shelf up above here. More wardrobe here in the front of the bed. Now, another upgrade from the previous owner, we've got a Vizio flat screen TV and then a soundbar up above with a Sony DVD player. So remember, in 2004, we would have had a massive TV. He upgraded those, trying to keep up with the times. He also upgraded to all LED lighting through this coach, which is a little bit better on power consumption if you are running just out on batteries. So here, we've got the absolutely massive mid-bath. Tons of room in here, more storage. This one I found kind of interesting, but another huge hanging storage. Now this is on the back side of that washer and dryer. Cedar lined, more cedar lined storage. And then big mid bath. So one thing that's nice is someone could be using the bathroom, someone could be in here getting ready, having the split bath. Medicine cabinet tucked away behind the mirror. Whoop. Big cabinet down below that solid surface countertop. And then we have 2 max fans. So we have a max fan up on the ceiling here and then one in the actual toilet room. And then just a massive shower. One thing that's really cool about this shower is it's not a big step into it, so the height is really good. You could put, a different shower head on this if you're a little bit taller than me, but right at 6 feet, this shower head is the perfect height for me. And then over here on the opposite side, we do have the sprayer wand. And then this is an aftermarket setup, but just a little kind of soap rack here for all your shower needs. Easily removable if you don't want it. Which is going to bring us back into the living area of this coach. So let's talk about the kitchen for a second. So up above here, we've got just a massive cabinet. Great place for all your pots and pans. And then the same thing moving along here. Tons and tons of kitchen storage. Down below, we've got the Dometic microwave. Solid surface countertop with a 2-burner Furrion cooktop. That is going to be an induction cooktop. Huge storage down below. Whoop. Forgot that one's not a drawer, but just more storage tucked away in here. Renegade did an awesome job on this coach of putting storage anywhere they could put it or they could find it. Very, very deep drawers, more original equipment that this coach came with. And then more cabinetry. Now this is a little bit different than how it came from the factory just because he added that Truma AquaGo, which is the on-demand hot water heater, or water heater. Now while we're here, let's go and talk about all of our controls. So here we've got the Renegade tank monitoring system. So we can look at our propane, fresh, black, gray, and battery levels just by the push of the button. We do have an indicator light here to let us know how full it is. Water pump on and off. Water heater on and off. slide out master control, and then slide out actual control, so in and out. Exterior lights, holding tank heaters. So these 3 switches are for your gray and black tank holding tank heaters. Basically what they're going to do is it's heat strips on the tank, so if you're out winter camping, want to keep them, or it's getting cold out, you turn those on to keep those tanks from freezing up. And then the start and stop for that Onan diesel generator. Coming back over this way, something I found kind of interesting, we have a Maytag residential dishwasher in this coach. By far the biggest dishwasher I've ever seen in the motorhome. Huge cabinet here with hanging storage. Now, if you're taking guests with you and they need a place to store their clothes, that is what this cabinet is designed for. And then we've got the Vertigo 12 volt compressor refrigerator. So this is not from the factory. Factory would have had a Dometic gas electric. This is going to be a strictly 12 volt refrigerator freezer with an ice maker built into this drawer here. Lots of space in this refrigerator though. Coming into the living area, we've got an AV compartment. Now, like I said, the previous owner did upgrade TV, so we've got a 50-inch Samsung HD Smart TV with another sound bar for better sound quality. Down below, jackknife sofa for additional sleeping. And then same thing on the opposite side. Now, one thing I want to point out is this furniture is in incredible condition. There's no wear and tear here. The leather still feels good. Really just very well kept. And then up above the cab, we do have the bunk. Now, I don't know why he added this partition here. Something that could easily be taken out if you wanted that full 96-inch width sleeping area up above. And then, as far as the dinette goes, kind of a cool old school style. We've got storage completely to the wall underneath the dinette. There's also 2 110 volt outlets in there. And this dinette does drop down to make a bed for additional sleeping. We're gonna go through this cabinetry quickly, but very deep cabinets all the way across the top of the slide out. And then let's go ahead and talk about the cab. So, little partition shade here, just for privacy while you're inside the coach. Drop down in. Now, Freightliner Columbia chassis is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing nowadays. So we're gonna go and actually fire this up. Fires right up, no problem at all. So first things first, down here on my left foot, there is a switch for tilt and telescoping steering wheel. You just have to reach down the way with your foot, you'll find the button, the steering wheel will move. Now, as far as gauges go, up top on the left here, we've got our oil pressure, water temperature, oil temperature, chassis or battery voltage, turbo PSI, how many pounds of boost that your turbo is producing. Over on the right, we've got primary and secondary air gauges, fuel level, transmission temperature, and then axle temperatures as well. And then your standard tachometer and speedometer here in the middle. Now again, 2004 used coach, 95,656 miles on this coach. So it wasn't used very much, still got plenty of life left in her. So coming over this way, we've got the trailer brake. Now that is going to be if you're using air trailer brakes. Down below here, there is also a CURT brake controller if you're using electric trailer brakes. Cruise control, so master on, set, coast, resume, accelerate. Engine brake on and off, an option switch, so if you want to add something to this coach, you would just use this switch. Windshield wipers on and off, headlights, headlight interruption, so if you want to flash someone to let you know that, them know that they're past you, you do that and it'll flash your lights at them. Road lamp, suspension air, so this one's actually going to dump the air out of the rear suspension Now it's going to give me the buzzer right now because you're not supposed to drive with that suspension dumped. But what that does is allows you or gives you more flexibility when you're leveling the coach. Traction control differential. So basically, one of your axles back there does have a locking differential. So if you're in a real slick situation, snow, ice, mud, who knows, you can go ahead and lock that, make both those wheels, both sides of that axle spin the same speed for better traction. Inner axle differential lock. So that's kind of a cool one. You can actually lock all 8 wheels back there together, get them all turning the same speed for additional traction. The touchpad for the Allison 4000 mH automatic transmission. So drive, neutral, reverse. These arrows here allow you to shift up and down as manually. And then the parking brake, push to release, pull to apply. Same with the trailer brakes. Now again, those are only if you're using air trailer brakes. And then standard HVAC controls. Up here, I mentioned the upgrade of the camera on the outside. Up here, we've got an RVS monitor. That is going to be a dedicated camera screen. So this coach, even for an 04, does actually have both your blinker cameras. Give it a second to go back to reverse. There it is. So when I put this coach into reverse, we do get the grid lines, but if it's in neutral or drive, the grid lines go away. It's just a dedicated camera. If you're towing a vehicle or a trailer, it's great to be able to see what's going on back there without having to stop. Once you're looking in mirrors, doesn't work that great on these smaller vehicles that we've been towing. And then storage up above both driver and passenger side. And these are air ride seats, so you do get a little bit better passenger comfort out of the Boston air ride seats. And then last thing in the cab, we've got the equalizer automatic leveling system up above my head. So when we get to our campground, all I have to do is hit power, auto level, drops all 4 jacks, and levels the coach out without me having to go outside to do it. So I know I said it a bunch of times, but for a 2004, guys, this coach is just incredible. It's definitely worth coming to look at. If you guys have any questions about this unit, please feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Brian Moritz with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. My phone number is 303-482-6375. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.